So, Isha, starting with you, could Ferrari bring the challenge to Red Bull this weekend, or is Red Bull potentially sandbagging a bit and hiding something as some people claim they have done all season?
Alex, coming into this weekend, I was a little bit uncertain. I knew that it was the home of Ferrari, but I wasn't sure how Ferrari's performance would be. But after seeing the practice sessions as well as the qualifying today, I'm really optimistic. And I think that they really will bring the challenge to Red Bull. I think this even might be the first time in like the last few races where Red Bull really has to work hard and might actually face a challenge up front. But as far as the claim goes of whether they're sandbagging and hiding something, I'm not really sure because it is a little bit strange to see Max Verstappen not do as great as we're accustomed to seeing him do every weekend. But I can't speak too much on that. And I really just think that Ferrari is really going to put up a big fight for Red Bull tomorrow.
I have to agree. I think that it would be kind of pointless for Red Bull to do any type of sandbagging, seeing as everyone kind of already expects them to show up and be the standard that everyone else in the field has to reach. But in terms of Ferrari's pace and potentially being able to bring a challenge to Red Bull this weekend, I think that it's clear, obviously, that Ferrari has that one lap pace, and but I think that that really hasn't been as much their issue as much as they've struggled with race pace and carrying that through. And no team has really been able to match Red Bull in that aspect. So I think that we're going to see another Red Bull win potentially, but we'll see how things shake out at the start.
Yeah, there's no reason for Red Bull to be sandbagging, so I don't buy any of those claims at all. But I also don't trust Ferrari in the slightest, especially on a weekend like this where there's so much pressure being at their home track with all the fans in attendance here for the Italian Grand Prix. I don't trust them to get the race strategy right or to have the race pace to match Red Bull, even though they clearly had the one lap pace. We saw that just a couple hours ago. Um, I think as long as Red Bull stay out of trouble, as long as they don't have any reliability issues, I think it's probably going to be another Max Verstappen win. I don't know if he's going to pass Carlos going into turn one right off the start, but I think Red Bull have the best race pace, obviously, given that they've won literally every single race so far this year. I think there's a chance they could become the first constructor to have the perfect season in Formula One. You got to get through the first half before you can get through the second half. Until I see anything that proves otherwise, I think Red Bull's still the team to beat over the course of a full race, and that's not going to change tomorrow.